the set and into the match. 2-0 down. Anything can happen there. You've got a long way to come back from 2-0 down to win 3-2, even though it is a short distance. He's making headway here. That's the Colin Lloyd we know from the quarterfinals. Needs to carry on.
It just goes to show, on any given day, anyone could push any other player all the way. I mean, let's be honest. Probably 19 times out of 20, Colin Lloyd would beat David Fatum and beat him probably quite convincingly. Is this the one day, though?
Well, if there was no pressure in sport, it'd be absolutely boring, wouldn't it? Every sportsman all over the world, whatever sport they play, they all have pressure at some point, and it's how you cope with it.
Well, this guy just enjoying himself. Lived in Phoenix in Arizona for the last 8 or 9 years and enjoying his day in the spotlight at the US Open. And of course, if he wins this, he's going to have more days in the spotlight. Whoever wins this, we were talking earlier about Colin Lloyd reaching the Grand Slam of darts in November in the UK. If Fatum wins this, he's there.
84. Well, people haven't spoken about that, but it's very much a possibility now if he wins either this leg or the next leg. But Colin's in front and he needs to hit a treble. Go downstairs for treble 15. Leaves double 18. Good tidying up there by Colin Lloyd. Leaves 36. Now he's going to come back to the board. Just needs to get them missed doubles out of his mind. Needs to peg it first out, right in the middle of double 18.
Yeah, has to get this, Lloyd. He's missed far too many doubles, Colin Lloyd. Well, that should be a perfect marker for Lloyd. That's two perfect markers, and there it is. Lloyd takes the leg against the throw, and now he is throwing for one set apiece.
Third leg, it's Colin to throw first.
Thrilling semi-final here in Connecticut.
Well, if Colin does take this leg, we're back to parity at 1-1, and he'll know that he's got back into the game. Not played his best, 100. Scored quite well early on in the match.
There we go, just to show that Lloyd has been dominant with the scoring, but he's missed 12 out of 14.
60.
Fatum has only had 8 darts and a double, but he's hit 3 of them. It's those missed doubles that have so far cost Colin Lloyd in this semi-final.
51.
He'll miss his cover shots there, Colin. Usually normally very confident and very good on the cover shots, especially the 19s and the 18s.
Another big moment in this semi-final.
120.
Great darts from Fatum. Again, turning the screw, putting the heat on Colin Lloyd.
Well, he could do another treble here, yeah. Fantastic last out by there, Colin. Loads of room in that treble there. Would have been disappointed if it only been a ton. So he's got the momentum in this leg. Just to get back in the, well, win the set, get back in the match.
60.
He'll stay up there. 140 will leave 70.
140.
David back on 261, a long way behind, but we all know what happened in the first set.
Yep. Lloyd has just got to focus here. Has to win this leg. Has to make it one set apiece, and he's got at least 6 darts from here. Double 8 for the set to get back into this semi-final. Double 4, he's missed that on quite a few occasions. Not this time.
Set.
Lloyd is back. It's 1 set apiece. Boy, did he need that.
First leg.
Well, that was a big double there for Colin. He needed to hit it, peg it very quickly. No messing about. He had a few more darts because David was a long way behind, but he just needed that for his own confidence. He knows he's back in this match at 1-1. 2-0 down, would have been a lot more pressure on him. Good start here from David in the first leg.
It's a great story, isn't it? My mind goes back to the World Championship at the Alexandra Palace when
85.
a certain young man by the name of Kirk Shepherd came from absolutely nowhere to get through to the World Final before he lost to John Park, but Fatum just
81.
having one of those tournaments, one of those runs, and it happens when, you know, when it just goes right. The BDO World Final, was it 3 years ago, when no one had heard of Jelle Klassen? He had a dream week, got to the final and beat
134.
Barneveld. It can happen.
Well, there's so many good players around now. They've seen all the darts on the TV, the PDC run. There's so many tournaments all around the world. There's so many good players. 10 or 12 years ago, you could probably pick the semi-finalists, but now that just doesn't happen.
Well, certainly no one would have picked David Fatum before a dart was thrown on Friday. This is much better though from Colin Lloyd.
140. David, you require
Well, David first to the finish here with a 140. 2 treble 20s, double 10. He'll stay there to try and tidy up and leave double top. Treble 20 with the last dart. Good last dart there to leave double top and put the pressure on Collins. 142.
142.
So Fatum will be back here to
92.
take a crack.
A good cover shot there by
David, you
Colin,
require
92 to leave
40.
50, but David to throw for the first leg.
Game shot.
Great dart. No trouble at all. Middle of the bed. The PDC chairman Barry Hearn watching on avidly. And he's watching a great performance from David Fatum so
60.
far against Colin Lloyd. Well, in that barren spell that Colin Lloyd suffered, we did see him on occasions
60.
wilt under the pressure, didn't he? When he was put under pressure, invariably his game went right off. For me, Lloyd is a brilliant front runner. Not quite so good when he's chasing.
100.
Well, it all comes down to confidence, as we've said before. If you lose 2 or 3 tournaments in the first round, it's going to get in your mind. It doesn't matter who you are. It puts added pressure on you. And the difference
92.
in having pressure on you and not at all in a game of darts is just absolutely immense. I mean, you just feel so confident up there when you're hitting everything. If you're missing, you start doubting whether you can do it in the first place.
30.
Well, only 30 from the Canadian. That's good adjustment.
70.
He's here, there and everywhere at the moment, isn't he, Lloyd?
The first one was up there, and good adjustment, and then the third one went back to where the first one went. But both players just feeling a bit of pressure, just need to both find their range.
85.
Colin seemed to find it early on, but then he missed the doubles and he lost his range. David's done a bit of muck spreading during the game so far, but he's still ahead.
$99.
Well, that was a really good last dart from Lloyd. Shanghai check out.